let's start our today's lecture, cellular concept based on a wireless communication. Before introducing the cellular concept, first we will see what is wireless communication and why it is required. First, what is communication? Communication is the basic process of exchanging the information between sender and receiver. There are two types of communication, one is wireless communication and another is wired communication. Let us see one by one. In case of wired communication, it uses cable as a transmission media. What is transmission media? It is a physical path required to transfer the data from one machine to another machine. In case of wired communication, as I said, it uses cable as a transmission media. There are different types of cables such as coaxial cable, twisted pair cable, optical fiber cable. While in case of wireless communication, it uses radio, microwave or infrared as a transmission media. Let us see why to use wireless communication as compared to wired communication. Suppose in case of a wired communication, as we use cable as a transmission media, if our network is large, then large number of cables are required. If the network increases as cable increases, therefore the cabling cost will be increases. This increases the complexity of our system. If one of the cable within the network breaks, then the whole communication between the network get collapse. Therefore, to avoid the incompatibility associated with the wired network, here the wireless communication is the best option for this. Now, let us see our next slide, that is the cellular system. What is cell? Each transmitter, typically called a base station, covers a certain area that is called a cells. Cells are available in a different shapes or in a different size. The radii of a cell can vary from tens of meters in a building and up to tens of kilometers in a countryside. The cells, radii of the cells are different in a size. They are femtocells, picocells, microcells and megacells. Here the femtocells, the infrared transmission is the best example of the femtocells, while for the picocells, Bluetooth is the best example. Microcells, Wi-Fi or wireless LANs are the best example of the microcells, while in case of a megacell, satellite communication is the best example. It globally covers all the users. Now, the shape of cells are never perfect. It may be circular in a shape or in hexagonal in shape or in triangular in a shape. Now, our next slide is the cellular concept includes the base station, voice channel and control channel. Now, what is base station? Base station is nothing but a fixed station in a mobile radio system that is used for the radio communication with a mobile station. The different channels available in a cellular system, that is voice channel and control channel. Here the voice channel is used for the voice communication, while the control channels are used for the call setup, call request, call initiation and for the other control purposes. It is related to the call handling process only. Now, why cells are hexagonal? The hexagon is the closest approximation to a circle, and at the center of the hexagonal cell, omnidirectional antenna is used. This antenna covers the users in all the directions, and the use of hexagon also makes the theoretical calculations of cellular systems and its parameters makes easier, such as the calculation of the frequency planning, calculations of the radii of the cells, diameter of the cells, etc. The system parameters calculations are made easier by using hexagon type of cells. Now, let us see the another concept in the cellular system, that is frequency reuse or frequency planning. Then what is frequency planning? It is the design process of selecting and allocating a channel groups for all of the cellular base stations within a system. Okay. Now, what is frequency reuse concept? let us see, if one transmitter is far away from another, that is outside the interference range, then it can reuse the same frequency. Okay. Let us see in detail what is actually the frequency reuse concept. As I said, the cells are nothing but it is a geographical area. Okay. Now, instead of using a large cell, here we divide the large cell into the smaller ones. Here the group of such a small cells are called cell cluster. Here 3 types of cell clusters are used and it uses different types of frequency A, B, C, D, etc., etc. Now, what is frequency reuse concept? In this frequency reuse concept, it uses license free frequency band, that is ISM band. This is industrial, scientific or medical band having a bandwidth of 2.4 gigahertz. It is a totally license free frequency band and that is why it is reused again and again. Here in the first cluster frequency A is used, in the second cluster another frequency A is used, and in same case happen in the third cluster. Here the concept is that no two cells having the same frequency are put adjacent to each other, because therefore, due to this the interference or noise problem or the crosstalk problem can be arises. It means that in a frequency reuse, if one frequency is used in one cluster for the industrial purpose, this same frequency in the second cluster is used for the scientific purpose, and in the third cluster the same frequency can be used for the medical purposes. In this way we can utilize the license free frequency band more and more due to this frequency reuse concept. Now, let us see the another concept in the cellular system, that is a handoff mechanism or the handover concept. In mobile communication or in a cellular system, if the user moves from one base station to another base station, then there is a switching of frequency from one cell to another cell, and that process is called handoff process or handover process. There are 2 types of handover process, one is soft handoff and another is hard handoff. Now, let us see all the types one by one. First, we will see the soft handoff. The another name for the soft handoff process is make before break. It means that before entering into the next cell, first accept the range of that next cell and release the range of first cell. The importance or the advantage of this process is that no call loss or call degradation cannot be happen. While in case of hard handoff, let us see what happens. Another name for the hard handoff is that break before make. In this case, what happen? Before accepting the range of the second channel, release the range of the first channel. Due to this, there is a possibility of call loss, call degradation. Okay. Now, let us see the advantages of the cellular system. What are the advantages? First is it has a higher capacity. Next, less transmission power is required and it supports only the local interference. And another biggest advantage of cellular system is that it is totally a robust technology or it supports robustness. It means that if one of the cell within the cluster breaks or something wrong happens within the cell, then it does not affects on another cell. The communication between them should be going on. That is why it is totally a robust technology. Now, what are the disadvantage of cellular system? For this, infrastructure is needed. Next, handover is needed. Then frequency planning is needed. If suppose instead of using the smaller cells, if we use only one large cell, then what happens? As we use the large cell, the distance between the sender and receiver gets increased. As the distance increases, the noise or interference problem between the sender and receiver also gets increases, and for as a distance increases, then the frequency planning is needed, then more infrastructures are needed. That is why it creates a lot of problem. Okay. Therefore, we divide the large cell into the smaller ones, and here the cells are splitted into the small cells, and actually it is called the cell cluster. Now, let us see the transmissions used in the wireless communication or in the cellular concept. Okay. Here we see the IR transmission. IR transmission is nothing but a infrared transmission. Here the infrared technology uses the diffused light reflected at walls, furnitures or any type of the obstacle. For this infrared transmission, line of sight is required, that is the sender and receivers are visible to each other. Okay. Now, what are the advantages of the infrared transmission technology? It is simple and extremely cheap. Laptops, mobile phones have an infrared data association interface facility. Before introducing the Bluetooth facility in our mobile, there is a infrared facility in our mobile for file sharing or any type of sharing of the data. And for this in our mobile there is a facility of IRDA, that is infrared data association, and the condition is that the two mobiles are placed close to each other for sharing of the data. This infrared technology having a different version 1.0 of IRDA having a data rate of up to 115 kbps, and version 1.1 supports the data rate of up to 4 mbps, means maximum data rate of infrared transmission technology is 4 mbps. This is not enough data rate to transfer the data from one machine to another machine. The advantages, as we have seen in infrared transmission technology, then what are the drawbacks of the IR technology? It has low bandwidth as compared to other LAN technologies. 4 mbps is not a particular high data rate, and infrared data transmission cannot be penetrate to any types of obstacles. The obstacles may be walls, furnitures, any type of obstacles. And for the typically for the good transmission quality and high data rate, line of sight of communication is required between sender and receiver. If we compare the infrared data transmission with the radio transmission, then what happens? Let us see. Here the radio transmission having the large bandwidth as compared to the infrared bandwidth. Okay, and the maximum data rate of the radio transmission in terms of Gbps, and in this current year this data rate is also increases, and this radio transmission cannot supports the LOS, that is line of sight. There is no need of line of sight of communication between sender and receiver. It can be penetrate through any types of the obstacles. Okay, the obstacles may be any types, maybe walls, furnitures, etc. In this way, the radio transmission is having more advantages than the infrared technology. That is why we use radio transmission more in a wireless communication than the infrared transmission. Our latest mobile technology uses the radio as a transmission media for sending the data from one machine to another machine. That is why we use the radio transmission technologies here. I think we should have to stop here. In the next lecture, we will see the different parameter calculation of the cellular systems and its calculation of the radius of the cells, diameters of the cells, etc., etc. Thanks.